about to be a business of mine. I'm still a content creator. I'm still a YouTuber. I should make some content based around my vending machine business that I just started. So, and I'm gonna do some edits within the video so y'all can see. And yeah, but I started this all back to June 17th, I believe, is when I took that leap of faith and I started my LLC. And I'm in Maryland, so I don't know what it is based to you guys, but for me it only cost $130 to do the filing. I figured it wasn't no immediate rush need. If I wanted it right then and there, like within the next hour, it would have been like $450. But I could have waited 2 weeks and it wouldn't have affected me. So I wound up going with that, and I know what's to come. We got a cut. Hair smushed. Fresh cut. So that was that. I then wind up saying, you know what? I made my EIN. I made my LLC, which is a godsend. That's my LLC. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all gonna see me found the DMV. Y'all gonna definitely hear that name, you know. Because God be doing what he do. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gonna hear that name at some point, because we're not gonna just start up in the machines. That's just the ground level. That's the ground floor. We're just gonna go up from there. So essentially, we did that June 17th, and I've always been in a wholesaler's group. I've always been in groups, you know what I'm saying, that post deals for groceries, for a variety of items. It could be anything. A refrigerator could be a glitch is on sale for $1. And I'm in them type of group, so they posted some stuff, and you know, my Instacart was ding ding dinging. My Instacart, my Uber Eats, all those type of things were dinging, and it was like 40% off your next 2 orders, $80 off of, no, I'm sorry, $40 off your next 100, or it might have been $80 off, $40 off your next 2 orders. So yeah, that happened on Instacart, and then it happened again on Uber Eats, and I was just like, Now I could use these to buy some stuff that for my house, grocery wise, but I could do all my spending in bulk as is. I go to my ritual, y'all. I go to Sam's Clubs or BJ's, or both, depending on what I'm looking for specifically. I go to them at the beginning of the month, and I load up on water, juices, you know, my vegetables, my fruit, and milk, of course, dairy products. You gotta buy them weekly, even bread sometimes. So yeah, but I'm going off topic. This is just a quick little update into how I got started. Like I said, I'm gonna plug in some visuals, because I definitely was taking photos, and I wish I would have recorded when I did my own footwork, when I went out to each business and did the groundwork. I talked to people, etc., etc. But so I got those deals came through my phone, and I just thought to myself, I'm gonna take a leap of faith. So I went out, y'all, and I bought mad product. I bought sodas galore at crazy low rates, and I had the $40 off. So basically, I got $40 free worth of soda and chips, whatever the case may be. I just been out and bought product, and I'll, you know what I'm saying, as I said, I'll plug some pictures and stuff, because I was already documenting it. Then the light bulb goes off, and I'm like, all right, I done took this leap of faith. I got all this product in my house. Let's really turn this up a notch. If I'm gonna do this, let's do it. So when I goes on Amazon, and I goes crazy, not crazy, but I go in. You know what I'm saying? I got a credit card with with a higher limit. And I don't recommend y'all do this, but my day job, I make a whole lot as is already, and it's not being funny. I'm an electrician, so I have a higher limit credit card, and I'm just like, all right. And I also track my expenses at the end of the year because it has an EIN, so I have to file taxes for the LLC anyway. So I run this credit card up a little bit. I go out and buy my money bags, my coin holder, not holders, whatever you stack the coins in to turn it in. My paper clips. I go out, I buy a printer because I'm a printer. I go out and I get my money counter for coins, for paper. I just get everything, that you would need. And like I said, I'll toss that in the video so y'all can see everything that I got and at the price I got it at. I'm very transparent. If y'all watch any of my other content, I'm very transparent. So, I wound up doing all of that, and I'm just like, okay, I got product, I got what it needs actually to operate and function this business successfully. I'm not gonna wait until later on to try to acquire this stuff. I'm gonna just cop it now. It's not gonna hurt anything for me to have it, not have it now. All right, fast forward a little bit. I sat on it for a few days, and I'm doing like research. I'm like, okay, I need a business model because any successful business has a business model, has a business plan. You don't just go throw thousands of dollars into something and not make it make sense. I'm a businessman first and foremost. Everything I ever put my money into, I make sure it's a sound decision. Of course, I went to God and I prayed about it. Praise to the Most High. I'm talking about Jesus Christ. I ain't talking about nobody else. If y'all know who I live and I serve, it's Jesus, the God of Jesus. So yeah, let's make that distinction. Let's make that known. Let's make that clear. So I went to God about it. I prayed, and I didn't get nothing back right away. But a few days later, they showed me in a vision of me acquiring. I went in to somewhere to get one machine, and I wound up getting like an abundance. And it's funny how God made that vision work out, and I'm gonna get to that. So, so I write out my business plan, I make a portfolio, and I'm gonna show y'all my little setup. Go up there, I'm gonna show y'all what I got. Plug it in the video so y'all can see. I'm gonna just hold y'all hand. I'm gonna hold y'all hand through this process, and y'all gonna walk it out with me. Yeah, it was not as difficult as I believed it to be. Now, granted. I do not take away from the fact that I put in a minimum of like 20 hours of research, 20 to 25 hours of research through YouTube, through Google, searching up templates to even make up a contract. And it's fine and dandy if you were to buy a contract from those YouTubers, but I don't recommend it because, number one, those contracts, I viewed them over before. So, actually did wind up purchasing from this one guy, and no shade to him, but his contract, it wasn't, as sound as I would like it. The verbiage, it was a little, I had to go back and edit it. So the fact that I had to pay for something, and then I had to go back and edit it, contract-wise. Now, you want your contract to be sound. So what you do is you go on Google, you type in the template, you copy and paste the template into a Word, and then you finesse it to make it work for you. And you also put in specific headers and your business name, and just make it yours. So yeah, that was that. And what else? So I got the business portfolio set up. I went on, and like I said, I'm gonna break it up step by step. I may overly explain stuff, but this is really how I was led, because I was in my room just like playing on my phone or scrolling, doing something that I normally try to avoid, just wasting my day away. And then Holy Spirit was just like, you should be doing something more productive. I'm like, all right, I should. So all it took was for me to get convicted of playing on my phone, all that. And I'm just like, okay. And then I immediately, after me being obedient and stopping doing that, I got I wouldn't say a vision this time, but I got like the insight on what I should be doing. I said I should make a business portfolio. And off rip, I just knew what I was supposed to put in it. I knew that I was supposed to put in an about us. I knew I was supposed to put in a product VIN list. And I'm gonna show it in the video. So, and I went out and I bought some what do you call them? Sheet protectors. I think that's what you call them in school, but like plastic sheet protectors that can go in binders. And I had a bunch of binders laying around, so I just made up a mock-up binder, and yeah. So I did that, and after I did that, I was just like, I'm really cooking with grease now, y'all. Like this is legit. I'm legit. I got my business. I got my business portfolio. I'm ready to go out and do some stuff. Now, granted, I had a mindset to do the calls, but I'm just like, all this personality I got, it will not be conveyed so well throughout the phone. So let me go out and do my stuff on foot. So I took the opportunity, and this is funny how God works. So one day, I played hooky from work. It was not intentional. I prayed against something the night before, and then the enemy had to clap back. How he did that was make my phone and my mom not function, or I didn't hear it. I slept, whatever the case may be. Neither here nor there. So God got the glory out of that. Was I called out of work, of course, and I'm like, all right, I'm off work. This day will not be a wash. It would not be a wash. This day wouldn't be productive. In Jesus' name, I send up my prayer. I pray whatever I pray, and put on a little smooth little button up. Put on some chill little chino shorts. I think that's what they call it. Dress pants shorts. I'm okay with wearing dress pants shorts. It's summertime. Yeah, I rarely wear pants unless I'm at work because I have to. So I get dressed. I'm fresh out of getting a haircut the day before. So I'm like, all right, this could work out. So I know there was a new shopping center that was built by me. But hold on, I need to backtrack. So my job, since I work in the industry I do, the job sites, hundreds of guys on the job. So I made up a little mock-up portfolio. I didn't have it in my possession at the time, but I went to, no, I did. I had my portfolio. I went to the PM of the job, which I didn't run into him. I ran into like the second or third guy, and I tried to pitch my idea, and he was like so aggressive with his nose, and I just tried to sell it to him, and he just wasn't feeling it, and that was my first no. So I got my first no out the way, and it did bum me out a little bit. I was feeling some type of way. Even the guy that I was working with, he was like, screw that guy, like, because he was being a meathead a little bit, and I kind of gathered the reason after the fact. I was like, all right, what was that about? And then I gathered the reason was he didn't want me to take business because he has his family members pull up to the job site, or just people of his same race come up to the job site, and they sell their products, and they had their little food truck or whatever. So he didn't want me to take business from them in any sense because they sell some of their products. So that's that. So no hard feelings there. I still actually made a folder, and I made a proposal. I'm a businessman, like I said, y'all, so I know how to write proposals up. I know how how to do all kinds of stuff, scan documents over, so you can virtually sign them. Yeah, I does this, but that's gonna be another video. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So that was that. Got my first no out the way. It bummed me out a little bit, but I was like, that's fine. I don't. Rejection doesn't faze me. I'm that light skinned dude. You know what I'm saying? I would talk to. Not being funny. I've talked to 3 girls, you know what I'm saying? One of them girls might not rock with me, the other 2 rocking with me, but you know what I'm saying? That one, no, it didn't hurt me. It didn't affect me. So confidence is something, you know. Either you gonna rock with me or you're not. It doesn't make or break my life. My light that God placed in me still gonna shine. You feel me? So like, back to fast forward. Back to I went and did my footwork. So I go and I hit this new shopping center that got built by me. Just plugging y'all with ideas. The new shopping center got built by me. In that shopping center, there was a barber shop, there was a salon, and there was a spa. So I went to each one and went into the shops. And it's funny how God be God. So as I pull up, one of the barbers, I see him leaving out of the shop and walking down the street. And I had to pray against something because I was led to pray against something. So I prayed prior to me, you know what I'm saying, going there and getting out. And I see him walk back to the shop because I was in there praying that long. So he comes back from wherever he comes from and he has a soda. So I'm like, okay. So they don't have the means to, you know, service their employees without them having to leave out and go on this walk. So I go in there, I would chat with him. Nobody's in there, just him. So I messed up, y'all. I didn't have business cards. So every place that I went into, they asked me about business cards, and I unfortunately did not have them in my possession, and I still have yet to order them. So alright, after this making this video, I'm going to get me some business cards and set up. Preferably, I'm going to get business cards that can have a QR code. We're not doing them old school name, number, No. It may have just a number, but a QR code that's on either link it to the website that I'm supposed to make, which is reminder number 2. I need to do that. When I say y'all trust and have faith in God, if God give you the green light to do a business, do it. When I asked him could I do the business, he told me he would bless it. So I'm doing it. I'm not scared. I'm not worried about what it's going to be. It's not going to look like. I got a lot of naysayers. People always tell me this, tell me that. But my faith in God way far surpasses anything that I could ever hear from a man. Man can't tell me nothing. If God then put a stamp of approval on it, that's all you need. So yeah, messed up, fumbled on the business cards. People kept asking me about it, but because I had all my endorsed godsend paperwork in my portfolio, I was able to bounce back. So what I did was I wrote down some contact information on the VIN list. And I'll tell y'all, you know, boy got the gift for gab. That's kind of one of my giftings. So essentially, I told them in good faith that, you know, you guys would reach out. Y'all can also fill out y'all vending desire list. And when you reach out to me, you send that back, and then we can start the contract from there. So I want to say I hit 7. I hit 7 locations. So the first one was the barbershop. I rapped with him. Like I said, they don't have nothing to do yet. The next one was, he wasn't the owner as well. So from my research, it's very much so told to me that you would like to talk to the owner when possible, because it cuts out steps in the process. You can even get your stuff right there on the spot, contracts done and taken care of on the spot. Rarely was that ever the case that they were just available and ready, because I want to say I went around and did my stuff about 2 p.m., 1:30, 2 p.m., so it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't the middle of the day, work wasn't busy. So yeah, went to the barbershop, rapped with him for a while. Then the next one over was, I want to say it was a nail spa. Asians. And I know they was talking junk about me when I was in there. And yeah, I'm just rapping with them, and I just pitched the idea to them. And at the end, don't make fun of me, y'all, but I'll give y'all a breakdown verbatim of what was said in one of them. And I'll act it out as if I'm re-saying it again. And I show a lot of teeth, so that's just my personality, and I feel like I make people comfortable. And yeah, like I said, I had a haircut and I had on a button up, so it didn't hurt. But went into the nail shop. They gave me this whole spiel. I ain't even spiel. They told me that they just put an ATM there and they had a break-in, so they were a bit against the idea of putting machines to where they could be seen. So there was that. But I still left my contact information with them, etc. Next up was it was a Pilates studio. So this is the one I'm gonna give y'all the spiel for, because it is the best model pitch. So I go in. Of course, there's a girl behind the counter, and a girl that's fairly within my age range. So check mark, check mark, check mark. Yeah, I still have my ring on, but you make a woman feel good. You make a woman feel good. I don't have to say too much concerning that. So I go up, and I'm not going. I'm gonna just give y'all the play-by-play. I go up and I'm like, "Hey, how are you?" She's like, "Good, I'm fine." I'm like, "What is this place exactly?" And she's like, "Oh, it's a Pilates studio." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay. Well, what exactly is Pilates? Because I've always heard so much about it, but I'm not so familiar." So she starts to explain what Pilates is, and just breaks it down. And then I'm like, "Okay, so I got your name." I say, "How are you?" You know what I'm saying? I ask something about your business that I'm in, the establishment, and then I solicit my services. So typically what I say is, I can give y'all the blueprint that I made that seems to be effective. It might just be effective for me, because your boy I be laying a little thick. But essentially I said I own a business, a godson, and I offer my vending services, and I service the area. I police the machine, I stock, and I maintain the machine. And I notice you guys don't have means to which your customers can, get water, because it's a Pilates studio. So if they get tired, they don't have any means to get water, energy bars, protein shakes, whatever the case may be. I said something to that effect. I'm just like, is that something that you would be interested in? So sometimes you'll get employees, and they'll come through and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, that does sound interesting, but I'm just a receptionist, or I'm just this, or I'm just that," and they'll run it up the chain for you. So she goes and she grabs the manager, and of course it's another young little woman around my age range. So check mark, check mark, check mark. Talking to women is easy. You get to talking to men is when, they hit you with that little spicy note real quick. Like, no, there's no charm and charisma there unless they're, I'm lying. I'm being funny, y'all. That's not true. I talk to men just as successfully as I talk to women. But yeah. So she brings out her, and I'm just talking to them, both of them, and I'm just like, I've said the same proposal again, and I just engaged her as well in the same manner that I engaged the first young lady. I asked her, about Pilates, and would it be uncommon for a man to be here? Because I glanced in the studio, and it was the majority of elite women, and she chuckled, and she's like, "Well, you get a man every so often, but it's just like core strengthening." And I replied, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a pretty slender guy. Core is a pretty focus point in my workout, in my routine. I run." And she's like, "Oh," she says whatever she says, and I say whatever I say. And I noticed, what I'm saying, she just got her nails done, or whatever the case. I don't know, nails or something was done, hair or something. So I complimented her, like, "Oh, that looks nice." And she's like, "Oh, thank you." And I'm just like, "Well, where do we go from here?" She's like, "Well, we just became a franchise, so I personally can't get the contract through me. So what I can do is I can set you up with corporate, So She was like, well, can I get a business card from you? And I was like, I got shot again. You know, the first dude shot me, man, asked for a business card. This time, this is the third place that asked me about business card, and I had business cards, y'all. So don't be caught lacking like me. Put no lacking in the comments. Don't be caught lacking like me. Have your business cards that have everything that they would possibly present to you prepared for them, so you can look like that dude. Now, granted, I still look like that dude, but you know, just a little bit less, because you know I was quick with it. I bounced back, and I said, I have not received my business cards yet, which is not a lie, because I don't like to lie. I have not received my business cards yet, which is speaking in the future. But I do have my vending wish list that I would like to extend, and I can write my contact information here. And as you guys move forward with, you know, allowing my vending services to be here, you will send it back to me, and we'll go from there. So she's just like, oh, this guy got the sauce. He's confident. She's like, okay, cool. And I'm like, you know, I have a blessed day and all that good stuff. You know, I say whatever I say, and then I go over to another shop. It's like a Botox, like high fashion type of surgery where you get lip fillers and all this other stuff, and that, you know, that's a lengthy procedure, so they might be in there for a little bit waiting, you know, for their appointment, whatever the case may be. So I go in there, same ordeal, and I also in there wind up acquiring some electrical work, because I seen that they had some laborers coming in and out. They wanted to get some lights done, so you know, businessman, I'm trying to tell y'all. So at the same time I'm promoting this vending business, I'm putting my foot out there for electrical. And of course, the shop again is all women, so you know, women are more receiving of your business pitches. Men, you know what I'm saying, they're not always receiving of it. It depends. It just depends. But women, I notice, and I say this because I have statistics to actually prove it, based on my whole day of, you know, going from businesses, and I think I want to say I did 7 of them. Women were very, you know, receiving of it. So fast forward, and I know this video getting long, y'all, but I really want y'all to be there with me. And I wish, I don't like saying wish, but I had my friend on the phone with me. He heard my business pitch, so he heard me. He was able to give me feedback. I put my phone, you know what I'm saying, on speaker in my pocket, and I turned it down, and he was with me in the stores, and he was telling me from store to store, you're getting good at this, da da da. So, you know, my confidence was building up. The jitters went out the window after I talked to the first person, and I got my first no days before that. And yeah, so I go to the next place, which was I went to a library, but they already had a drink machine there. I guess I should have solicited for snacks, but multiple libraries I've seen in the area only have snacks, so maybe they don't want people having Freddy fingers or like Cheeto fingers and going and touching a book. Having a drink is fine. So I kind of just walked out on that one. I did go to a laundromat, but they already had their own little setup that they sell their stuff behind the counter. So I'm like, all right, that won't work either. So then I go to this new apartment complex that they were building up. They're still like in phase 2, which, if you're not familiar with what I mean by that, phase 2 just basically means that they're still in the midst of building. They're not into phase 3 or 4 as to where they're turning over the property onto the owners yet. So I do have that card of the owners, and once they progress a little bit into phase 4, I will reach out and see if they will allow me, because it's a pretty nice apartment building in Southern Maryland. So I don't have they're probably thinking, oh, apartment building, they're gonna mess up. Nah, this is a pretty nice area, nice, good little $2,000-$3,000 rent type of place. So I'm comfortable, and I will put my places there. So I did that. Next, I went to, I want to say it was like an animal clinic or an animal shelter. I mean, not a clinic, something animal related. And then it was also like a all adult care facility, not too far from there. So I went to those 2 places, and this is where God comes into play. So in the animal place, I'm talking, and I'm about to leave, but I'm just like talking to this lady so much, and I guess the vibe was really nice. And right before I leave, this is where God be God. she turned that little simple interaction to a lead. So me just talking to that one lady turned into a lead, which is the contract that I now am about to buy, which I'm actually en route to go paperwork and buy some machines now, and it's a location and machines. So I'm talking to this one lady, and as I'm about to leave, she's like, you should go over here, my husband works here, and I'm pretty sure the vending services they have there, either the vendor, he's not really good, and he's not keeping up the machines, or XYZ. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm talking to my friend on the phone. I'm like, all right, I guess I can make that my last stop. I don't really feel like doing anything no more, because this is like, I'm up to like 7 places. I haven't gotten an instant yes or any no's for that matter. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just play the waiting game, and I'll do some more walkthroughs and proposals. I'm gonna find a name to call these. What I'm doing, soliciting. I guess it's kind of soliciting. So I go to this last place of the husband of the lady, and key point, you have to be mindful of what you say when you get leads. Reword what was said. So I went to this next place where her husband works. I look out for her husband. She told me to go there for him specifically. I asked, for such and such, your wife told me to come here and speak with you guys. So granted, God had his hands all the way in the midst of it, so it still worked out. I couldn't fumble them. He basically had it covered. So I go back and I talk to a lady in the office. Basically, the husband is the floor sales guy. He ain't had nothing to do with nothing. So they would redirect me to, like, I guess the floor manager. It's like a motorcycle shop or something like that. So they redirect me to the floor manager, and I go and I'm talking to the floor manager, and I kind of regurgitate exactly verbatim what was said, and I'm like, so you guys aren't happy with the vending services, I would like to, come in and potentially talk about me taking it over, and So she's like, well, the vending machines are owned by the owner. The owner services them. So I'm like, I bite my tongue, and I'm like, dang, I just was talking junk about your boss. So I laugh it off, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I just heard that you guys were like vending services. She's like, actually, you're not wrong. XYZ's name, I think his name is Joe or John. He's like, John has been having a headache of a time trying to maintain product, and he has other businesses. This man owns a motorcycle shop. Like, it's like a multi-million-dollar business. So the fact that he's on the vending machines, on top of that, he's a hustle king. But yeah, she's like, Joe don't feel like doing this anymore. He's like, the product's expiring, and he can't never leave it here because people, take stuff and they're not paying for it. So I leave my number with them. John or Joe. John calls me back, maybe like within the hour. He gets my voicemail. I'm like, phone, why did you send him the voicemail? Because I think I was driving. And actually, I just got a reminder to go get this contract together right now. That's funny. So I'm like, okay. I hit him back. I wasn't able to get him. I get the desk, and they're like, yeah, John just let her walk by. Let me go get him for you. So I talked to him, and he has everything that I'm looking for. He already has machines on site. He even has little gumball machines, Skittles machines. Like, he has a whole lot of stuff. He's like, yeah, I'm really tired of this, and I'm looking to sell and get out. And yeah, so check. He already has the machines there. I already have a location to house them, and he's kind of just trying to get out. So I know I'm getting them at a steal. They don't have car fees or anything like that yet, so I'm gonna get it fairly low. So that's that. I'm headed there right now, and this is how your boy. That's why I say I'm a businessman. So I go hang out with my brother after the fact. I let him drive. You know what I'm saying? Practice him for driving, because he's about to go on 16, and he want to get his learners and everything, get his license. So I go pick him up from work, and while I'm in there, I'm rapping with his boss. And long story short, because this is becoming a longer video, long story short, I go in, and essentially this guy, in his business, his restaurant, he only has a small selection of drinks. So I'm like, I already have a lot of product. I could be a distributor for you because I get stuff at cheaper prices than most people because I'm in those groups and XYZ. So he's like, he gives me this list of the stuff that he wants. So I need to go do a mock draft up of what our contract could be, what I sell it to him for versus what I get it for. So not only am I having my vending stuff going on the side, I'm gonna be a wholesale distributor for this restaurant. So, you know, your boy be doing his thing just a little bit. So yeah. So that is the gist of it, and yeah, I'm about to pull up to this place now. So in another video I'll talk about how much I had with these prices for regarding these vending machines. I'm not about to pay full price. If they don't have card readers and all that, I can probably guess these machines are not on the newer side. But like I said, there's two machines. There's a drink machine and a snack machine. And there's a couple, maybe 3 little candy dispensing machines that you put in quarters in. So hopefully I can get them to bundle everything. I want to say $2,000 max is what I'm shooting for. So yeah, hopefully I can get that taken care of. But I'll see you guys in a minute. We'll take care of that. Peace.
2 hours. You either got to pull over and wait for it to go, or we got to get around this journey.
Y'all, so update. Spoke with the owner. It was John. He just explained to me that he got them refurbished recently. I'm pretty sure he got me to buy them at close to what he acquired them for. He said he had them for about a year. He said he got them for $16 a piece. So there was a little bit of damage with, you know, the bill acceptor. So I'm happy to get that replaced. The refrigerant the machine was really cold. Coils, I guess, from what I saw, the smaller bags had a hard time dropping the product. It would get stuck and hang a little. So there was that. He did have some candy machines that he threw in as well, and I wind up getting them both for him. I wind up getting everything from him for $2,000. So for $2,000, I got a snack machine, a drink machine. I got 3 candy dispensing quarter machines from him as well for that price and the location. So I will now be taking over the location. I'll have the machines. The drink machine I confirmed was MDB compatible, so I'm gonna make sure I get the contactless payment in there, make that easier for people to, you know, spend that bread. And yeah. So you figure 2 skin in the game. Got my first location. Well, I said 2,300, maybe 2,600. Once I go buy these IX card readers, I'm pretty sure they are 300. And I think there's an initial startup fee. So grand total $2,750. That's my rent. That's funny. I'm paying my rent to get my business started. And based on the emptiness of the machine, granted he could have just not been stocking it. Based on the capacity and the amount that was gone from the machines, I'm sure at some point he filled it up to capacity. And to see what was left of it, it's a really good location. I can see it bringing in revenue to pay off that $2,750 amount within a year. So that's always the goal. Whatever you buy, therefore, and I included the price of the NIX card readers into that as well, because that's the goal, to pay it off 100%, not to have to owe anything out of pocket, because I have been funding my business from the ground up from, you know, credit cards, from just myself, etc. But yeah, so that's it, y'all. We're gonna take care of that, and we're gonna go from there. I'm excited. It's my first location. I already have the product, so the sooner I get it in there, the better. And yeah, this will be a good time. But actually doing the candy machines too. I never intended on